So there is a danger there, right? You hear a lot of the, let's say the large cloud vendors who have, yes, they're standardized APIs, but they're designed so that it's a single vendor standard. And that fragmentation is definitely, it's been a challenge all along with these unified management approaches. But I think if everyone can at least get to a baseline of everyone can consume services via REST, and you might have, adapters that speak a particular dialect of REST for each different product. I think that's a good place for us to be in the cloud optimized world. If you look at the value of tape solutions and the capabilities that they unlock, I think the key to driving longer-term, larger-scale adoption of tape in the enterprise is really about software integration and enablement. So things like our LTFS technology, when it allows you to treat tape more like, ultimately disk or a file-based approach, I think that really breaks down a lot of the barriers associated with tape deployment. But certainly, if we look at the enterprise as a whole, it's really unfortunate that people aren't more excited about tape because you can't get a better archive medium than tape for large-scale retention purposes. There's always going to be a hierarchy of storage in the data center. When you extend that into the processor world, you have your hierarchy of caches. It's based on economics, and it's based on ultimately the performance that you can get out of it. That hierarchy isn't going away, but it is definitely changing form. So what we're seeing is that you still have the ability to move data between tiers, but the quantity of tiers and the amount of spend, particularly for performance optimized hard drives, is decreasing dramatically. And with the increasing economics, or with the more beneficial economics of flash, you're seeing a shift toward flash for the high performance operational use cases. At the same time though, and actually you look at some of the born on the web companies, and they're looking at this today, looking at tape and optical solutions, because it turns out the more operational data you have, the more archive and less active data you also have. And the increasing complexity of government regulations, all of that is leading to a dramatic broadening of the base of data as well. So we have shifts in this pyramid. It's not that the pyramid's going away, it's just that maybe we're simplifying the active data aspects of it, and maybe we're seeing an expansion on the base of less active and shifting toward other technologies for the less active data. The object storage market is still nascent. It's been nascent for quite a while.
Holographic storage, it's the Kennedy administration, right?
But at least in the object storage space, you don't need special hardware necessarily. Right. Holographic and optical storage, that's a whole different ballgame. But I think object is an interesting area because there are applications that are ultimately treating a lot of file-based storage as an object store already. So the question will be, when do we get to a standardized way to consume object storage across a broad variety of applications? Because right now there are a lot of special purpose designs out there, but as we get toward that standardization and broader use cases for a common set of object technologies, expect some very interesting announcements from IBM in that space. Remember, a file system with rich metadata is very similar to an object store. So our Spectrum Scale technology often addresses a lot of what some people would consider an object type implementation. We also have active partnerships with a lot of companies in this space, but again, I think the big theme is that IBM wants to create products that apply to a broad variety of use cases. Since we're still trying to figure out, this common platform for object deployments across different use cases, we aren't quite ready to make a big, bold move there, but like I said, watch this space.